Et ne suis-je pas un messager du monde divin?
And aren't I a channel of the divine world?
À chaque fois que tu agis ainsi, tu agis alors selon les règles de Dieu.
Every time that you act like this, you act regarding the rules of God. It's a teaching of a samurai of light, a warrior of peace, but with a perfect spirit, with a clear consciousness of everything that's happening in you.
Mercredi 16 mai.
Wednesday, the 16th of May, 1990.
Je réclame souvent dans mes prières que tu sois toujours présent pour aider tous les gens autour de moi.
I always ask in my prayers that you're always with me, present to help me to help the others. Again, this commitment to help, to commit myself to make the world better.
Est-ce possible?
Is it possible, do I
Cette
ask?
lumière qui s'installe actuellement dans chacune de tes cellules
This light that is setting up in every of your cells
te permet d'augmenter tes vibrations
allows you to increase your vibrations,
ce qui me permettra d'être alors sans arrêt présent en toi
what will allow me to be always present in you. We will be together one.
pour manifester le royaume de Dieu sur la terre.
And we will manifest the kingdom of God on earth.
Tu dois être pour moi comme un sous-marin
You must be for me like a submarine
qui me permet de plonger dans l'élément liquide
that allows me to plunge into the water
avec toujours un tuyau pour l'oxygène pur
with always a direct connection to the oxygen,
pour garder un contact avec l'eau.
to keep a contact with the higher spheres. Again, it's not a game, it's not a New Age protocol, it's a complete radical transformation. You become somebody radically different. You are not anymore this black box. You become a being that is mainly of light. Friday, the 18th of May, 1990. So there I was obliged, apparently I don't remember, to fight, to argue with people to get my salary and stupidities of this life. And there you have really the description of the dark box. They don't call it like this at that time because I took this image to help everybody to understand, but I think it's a nice image to help you to understand completely.
Pourquoi suis-je dans un tel état? Qu'est-ce qui ne va pas en moi?
Why am I in such a state? What's wrong with me?
Écoute, tu
Listen.
dois ralentir les choses autour de toi.
You must slow down the things around you.
Il est normal dans ton monde d'agir, de récupérer des sommes.
It's normal in your world, in your existence, to get back the money that is due to you and to look after your stuff, to have the right to exist in your society.
Qui te sont dus et de t'occuper d'autres ministères, mais tu dois faire attention à ne pas laisser ces choses tourner trop vite autour de toi.
But you have to be careful not to let these things turning too quickly around you.
Car autrement cela forme un rempart autour de toi qui
Because if you don't slow down things, it will create a wall around you that will isolate you from everything.
t'empêche de percevoir quoi que ce soit. Alors, coupé de tout, tu fais n'importe quoi.
Then cut from everything, just in your dark box, you do stupid stuff.
Et tu attires ces choses négatives à toi comme un véritable aimant.
And then, in this state, you attract to you, like a real magnet, even darker stuff.
Tu dois alors te calmer et méditer,
You have to cool down and to meditate.
te rebrancher avec le ciel et
Be one with the sky, with us.
alors seulement agir sans laisser les choses s'accélérer.
And then you can act without letting the things turning quicker and quicker around you.
Et si elles s'accélèrent, recommencer à te calmer.
And if it starts to turn again quicker and to isolate you, then sit down and meditate again.
Si on laisse ce tourbillon se former, on est coupé de tout.
If we let this twister existing and that we are caught in this, trapped in this twister,
On est complètement perdu, comme
we're
un
completely
enfant
lost,
qui se noie.
like a kid who is drowning.
Et comme lui,
And like
agit
him,
dans la panique,
we act in
faisant
complete
n'importe quoi.
panic and we do
Il faut
stupidities.
prendre son temps,
Take your time,
réfléchir
think
longuement avant d'agir.
peacefully, take your time.
Ce que tu as fait ce matin est bien.
What you have done this morning is good. Even when you don't feel, kneel down and meditate. Be one with the light. It is a link with us. Take your time. Be very careful. Take your time. Monday, the 28th of May, 1990. So I specify that until that time, I was in contact, first of all, with Omram, then with a guide, an entity that I would say was talking as a I, as a person. And for the first time this time, I am in contact with something else, a power. So it means that I'm living a little bit the protocol of believing in the personality of an angel, but entering a sphere of intelligence and of love that is acting differently. The intensity is much stronger, so I enter a field of vibration that is even much, much stronger and less human, more divine, more incomprehensible.
J'ai été malade et j'ai énormément souffert.
I was very ill and I suffered a
Et même
lot.
si parfois j'ai failli craquer,
And even if sometimes I was about to really collapse, I never gave up the
je
link
n'ai
with the
jamais failli
light.
complètement. Je suis toujours restée tournée vers le monde divin. Écoute, nous avons
Listen.
constaté tes efforts.
And now they speak, we, not I. We have seen your efforts
Et nous en sommes contents.
and we're happy about this.
C'est dans l'éloignement que l'on peut tester les forces d'attraction.
It is when you're far away in the pain that you can test yourself, your power of attraction and commitment with the light.
Même dans un état de douleur profonde, tu as gardé un lien avec le haut.
Even in a state of deep pain, you kept a complete link with the higher existence.
Ces douleurs n'ont pas été inutiles.
These pains were not useless.
Elles t'ont servi de jauge. Tu sais jusqu'à quelle profondeur
They could help you to measure how deep you can go still being with us.
peut t'enfoncer sans perdre le contact avec nous. Le guide avec qui tu parles est un être particulièrement plein.
The guide with whom you speak. So now this brotherhood of something, this field of energy, is talking about the guide being alone, I would say, like a person. And say, the guide with whom you speak is especially full of love and light,
D'amour, de lumière, de patience.
of
À
patience.
chaque fois qu'il te parle, il t'emplit de lumière.
Each time that he is talking to you, he fills you up with light.
Entre parenthèses, j'ai l'image d'un rond de lumière lorsqu'il me touche avec quelque chose, peut-être son doigt.
Then suddenly I see like as if I were able to see what's happening every time that the angel is talking to me. I see like a finger that is going to my heart and to my head, and that is giving me a lot of light, where I am completely full physically of this light afterwards, which, by the way, was measured by some experts after that who are working on the energy and found in my physical body a fantastic high level of spiritual vibration in my body.
Tu dois t'emplir de cette lumière et
You must take this light
chanter la joie
and sing the joy.
et chanter de joie pour reprendre cette lumière comme cet oiseau qui chante.
You must repeat this joy like this bird that is singing for you. I am sitting in the forest in the south of France in this meditation.
Joie pour toi et pour toute la forêt.
Like this bird with singing the joy for you and for the complete forest.
Laisse pénétrer la joie.
Let enter the complete joy in you.
Entre parenthèses, comme d'habitude, j'ai les yeux fermés.
As usual, when I meditate, I have my eyes closed and I want to open my eyes.
Je suis sur le point de les rouvrir. N'ouvre pas les yeux maintenant.
This field of energies, don't open your eyes now.
Aie confiance, écoute cet oiseau.
Trust me, trust us, and listen to this bird. Don't open your eyes now, it would be too impressive for you. So it means that I start to enter a field where I started to see things around me as well. Not the physical stuff, because they are too sad to look at, but some other stuff that you can see with your heart and sort also with your eyes, or at least with the third eye.
Il chante pour toi, pour ta joie.
The bird is singing for you, for your joy.
Impressionnant. Entre parenthèses, après un moment, j'ouvre les yeux doucement, naturellement.
The bird is a little bit far away, and after listening to the bird for a long time, I'm going to open my eyes very, very slowly, and as the first second where I can have the feeling I can see something weird in front of me, poof, the bird stops singing and flies away. And he was far from me, so he had no reason to be afraid, just because I opened very slowly my eyes. That was the beginning of another journey, where you are so much with the light that sometimes you exist on this field of existence and sometimes on another field of existence. You transcend everything that makes you the little person that we all are at the beginning of our existence on this planet, in this society. So the last thing that I will give you now to understand a bit better is that talking directly to this entity, this group, this level, where I am even now higher, I try to understand what was going through Fabienne with Omram. And that two sisters worked together, Beatrice and Frederick, you heard about them before, didn't like so much what they found in through Fabienne. And in fact, in the last chapter, for those who are already in the book, I explain in details everything about this. So here it's more complementary information for those coming from the last chapter. For those who are in the introduction, it's a little bit more hermetical, but you will understand better later on. But still, what's important to understand is that even when you have a manifestation that is fantastic, marvelous, you can improve, you can understand, you can make the way shorter to be more and more in contact with the light. We are never satisfied. We always want more and more.
Avant, pourquoi est-ce que les filles ne trouvaient pas ça clair?
Why the sisters, the girls, didn't find so clear this manifestation of Omram through Fabienne?
Plus une chose est subtile, plus elle est difficile à percevoir.
More something is subtle, more it is difficult to perceive, to feel.
Votre plan.
On your plan of existence. The more it is closer to your plan of existence, the less it is clear but easier to perceive. So we have been using vibrations very close to the plan of your existence.
Alors lorsque l'on passait à travers Fabienne, cela veut dire que l'on était obligé d'utiliser des courants très proches de votre plan de manifestation.
When we went through the body of Fabienne, we were obliged to go very deep into the vibrations of your society, and we were obliged to use fields of existence that were very, very close to your plan of existence, and it's far from being always extremely clear.
Ces courants n'étaient pas toujours totalement purs, totalement divins, totalement clairs. C'est en ce sens que les filles ont trouvé ces manifestations comme n'étant pas toujours totalement claires.
It is in this way that the two sisters found these manifestations not always so clear, because they were so impressive in the manifestation that they were also nearly physical, and everything that is physical is unclear. And again, it goes back for you to the explanations I gave about the dark box. Everything that is part of this society is mixed with darkness and bad feelings. That's why we have to learn always to go higher and higher in the very high layers of the vibration of God.
Pour Frédéric et Béatrice, leur plan de perception est très élevé.
For Frederick and Beatrice, their perceptions are very, very high.
Elles sont proches d'une subtilité très fine.
They are very close of a very subtle definition of energy.
Et donc, en ce sens,
And in this way,
la manifestation qui passait à travers.
On this point of view, the manifestation that was present through Fabienne was very heavy and very close to the physical plane, therefore not very clear.
Fabienne,
That was the beginning. That was an introduction.
Pour toi, le chemin est plus court.
Now for you, the way between you and the light is much, much shorter, so very clear.
Donc plus pur et plus subtil.
Very pure,
Le travail pour
very
toi,
subtle.
c'est que le chemin de la manifestation soit de plus en plus pur.
For you, your work is to approach the point of manifestation, so that the way is always shorter,
De plus en plus subtil à percevoir.
and more subtle,
Surtout de plus en plus pur.
and always
Il n'y a jamais
much
rien
more.
eu de vraiment mauvais.
always much better and pure. There was nothing really bad in the manifestation of Fabienne, but nearly physical.
Simplement, il fallait avancer et progresser, et c'est en ce sens que les filles
It was just for you time to make your way between the connection in yourself shorter and shorter, and it is exactly in this way that the two sisters have been acting to purify and help your energy to be closer and more subtle to us.
sont intervenues et ont compris la situation.
Okay, and I could go like this because I have books and books of messages from the past. So I'm not going to always read to you everything because it might become boring. With that, you understand a little bit the path of initiation. It's nothing to do like, I have the same life and I do the same. No, they are talking about pure food, pure way of thinking, pure way of breathing, pure way of meditating, being always more and more subtle and developing great abilities of being psychic, medium, and being able to go very high in subtle plans with a very strict discipline, so that you're always linked to things that are very pure and very clear. That is the path. That is the way, the initiation. Nothing to do with something easy. Then by doing that, I was able to perceive a lot of stuff. I was able to be in contact with different entities, and I tried to teach to Fabienne to get a shorter way to be in contact with the entities. At one point, she was fine with an entity that was a musical fairy, and at one point, a long time ago, more or less in 1991, 92, 1 or 2 years later, I'm going to do a workshop. And in this workshop, it's going to be something absolutely fantastic. We'll have miracles that everybody saw. And there were 40 people and everybody spoke about something that was absolutely Christic. And at the end of the workshop, a lot of people are talking about the work I do, and they want to come and to meet. So we had 40 people in the workshop. We have more or less 80 people in the last evening. That was like a sort of party. And this party started like, a little game where there were two musicians who played a lot of music with their two guitars, and some other people who joined to create this or that. And even it's a bit long, I will show you the thing that is said that the beginning was absolutely normal. But you have to know that during this workshop, the two musicians came, and because they were very much with the music, and Fabien was at that time very much with his entity, there was a link, a bridge with the music, like, an egregore of music that started at once. And in some minutes only, the fairy, Doree, is going to create with the two musicians music. That is the music of Doree. I will explain when you hear it. And at one point during the party, during the little last evening of the workshop, in front of a lot of people who had nothing to do with the workshop, some of them who started to worry because of sects and stuff like this, always this stupidity. So suddenly they play the music of the fairy, and Fabien is going to nearly collapse, and the entity will be there instead of Fabien, in front of everybody. And when it happened, I thought, oh my God, what a shit. And then the power is going to be so great. With the atmosphere that I created during the workshop and the end of the workshop, we're going to get a complete explosion. And everybody that I expected to be against me with that is going to turn on my side. And they're going to sing together. And the way that they are going to sing together is like a choral that has been singing for at least 1 year. And from the first evening, while they were not even there to sing and so on, this entity is just capturing everybody and creating a fantastic atmosphere where everybody will be captured, touched by the light. That's a manifestation of light, because I had Fabien, who was a student who had a good level, and the others were already 40 people that had been working with me for 2 weeks. And in spite of the more or less 60 others, or 50 others, everyone is taken in this wave of light. I used some tricks to really provoke some fantastic manifestations that I learned with the guides. And then at the end, you have this fantastic, weird manifestation. I will explain everything. Still, at the beginning, it's a very classical protocol with people playing music. The musics I will not translate. If you speak French, you can enjoy to understand. If you don't speak French, then you can try to guess. Everything that is more or less important to understand, I will translate. And of course, when the entity is arriving with the music of Doree, this fairy, then I will describe everything that is happening and what she's going to say. And like this, you can understand a higher level with a lot of people of what can happen when the light is getting closer and closer, nearer to you and to everyone. So again, to help you to remember clearly, we're in a stressful situation. You have people who are really, really closed. Some people are really coming to hunt the sect because people were absolutely radically transformed after 2 weeks of workshop. They are hyper enthusiastic, hyper excited, and therefore you have a lot of people who are very open and some others who are not. And it's interesting as well to see that even the people there who have all been deeply touched by this evening, they never came back to the topic. Why? Because of everything I explained before. Yes, they are hyper excited, hyper positive, they are deeply, deeply touched, but at the same time, the dark box will take back the control, the complete control, and they will never be able to go back to this light because they never learned how to free the cable, the channel, the channel of light, to be able to develop that regularly in their lives. So it has been a fantastic adventure, But it was still, in spite of this, in spite of a workshop of a fortnight, still a story and not something that allowed them to work enough on the dark box. At that time, I worked less on the dark box because I really believed that the power of the light would be enough to push away the darkness. But it doesn't work like this. You have to guide people. That's why I did that in this complete book, The Secret Bible, to be able to reach a level where your ego is becoming small and discreet and is really the domestic of the soul, that is this channel of light, this connection with the cosmic intelligence. But now we go to this evening, and then after that I will show you something else quite impressive as well. I hope it will not be too loud. It's a bit hard for me to calculate exactly. I will explain everything that you need to know, of course. In the evening, no one is talking. They just move from one music to the other one. What is interesting in this story is that they are not very talented. So I will jump a little bit because when they sing it's a bit a disaster. But it's interesting to see that they are not at all professionals. But when the entity is going to come, then they are going to sing like gods, I swear. So here now, so it's a bit further in the evening, and the two guitarists are going to start to play the music that was created by the fairy in 4 or 5 minutes maximum with the guitarists. So for that, for the first time, I will translate the music. And the first time they are going to play, I think nothing will happen. They will go back to this. I will explain. That's the music. Everything was created at the same time. Music, everything, lyrics. Here are some words flown to your ears. To bring you the happiness, the joy of life, the plenitude, the balance, and love. For always. And it will be always the same thing. Simple, but it is exactly what the invisible world is doing. If you open your ears and your heart and that you listen, it is everywhere. The light, the electricity, the cosmic love is everywhere. Just learn to listen. Break your dark box. Free the cable. Stretch the channel of light, and they are there. There's also the balance for always, forever.
Pour toujours.
So nothing is happening, and they just go on playing music. Now.
Je suis né dans le mois de septembre, de l'année du mois de juin. Je commence à peine à me rendre compte du lendemain. Pourquoi faut-il toujours qu'il pleuve quand je souris? Réponds-moi tous les jours du cadeau de la vie. Je suis amoureux des âmes qui passent même quand elles ne trouvent pas que le soleil a sa place ici-bas, chaque instant de la vie qu'on a. Je suis amoureux des âmes qui passent même quand elles ne trouvent pas place ici-bas, chaque instant de la vie qu'on a. Transformer en cendres les chaînes qui lient tes mains. Arrose ton cœur de larmes de joie à fleurir. On est dans le cocon du papillon à venir. Tu te sens seul, lève un peu plus haut le rideau de tes yeux. Autour de toi tu verras les vrais amis qui ne veulent qu'égayer ta vie. Si parfois tu te sens seul, lève un peu plus haut le rideau de tes yeux. Autour de toi tu verras les vrais amis qui ne veulent qu'égayer ta vie. Je suis amoureux des années qui passent. Tu te sens seul, un peu plus haut, j'ai le rideau de tes yeux. Je suis amoureux des âmes qui s'y battent. Que le soleil a sa place, c'est sa place. Que le soleil a sa place, je suis amoureux des âmes qui passent. Je suis amoureux des âmes qui passent, même quand elles ne trouvent pas. Que le soleil a sa place ici-bas, chaque instant de la vie qu'on a.
In this, people are just waiting. They know that something should happen. They had enough links during the workshop with some magical stuff. They feel that something is going to happen, and everybody's surprised, watching with a negative spirit or a positive spirit. They're just waiting for this silence. And I think that as they will see that nothing is happening, then they will start to play the music of the fairy again, like to call her. They wanted her to be there. Seeing that nothing's happening, they start a new music, but they're still waiting.
qu'il n'y a plus rien à dire. Il m'a dit de vous dire d'écouter. Écoutez le silence qui voudrait bien reprendre sa place dans la balance, de se remettre au monde à chaque seconde.
And the music was a man who was talking and was saying, listen to the silence and you will hear something, and so on. So the music was already turned really to go towards the manifestation of the fairy. They're still waiting, but nothing is coming. They expect something. They don't know what to do. They know something should be there. But nothing was said before. Nothing was organized, so they just feel like this. It's like a certitude. And at the same time, they are lost. So they decide to play the same music again from the fairy. And while they play like this, my wife will start to fall asleep completely, to let go something else. The others who saw some fantastic manifestations with me, and who met one time, I think, during the workshop, the fairy, they want to show that to everybody who is there. They are so excited. They want to share this experience directly with everyone. People, friends, members of their family. They want to show that. And now Fabienne is away. This girl is away. And the fairy starts to arrive. They wait.